This video is a reference for how to prep your sites. The sites that we are using are only an example, so your sites may vary. If you have questions about your sites, you can ask one of the techs. The first thing that you will need to get is some baby wipes and some alcohol swabs. We will be sending you home with NuPrep, which is the exfoliant that we use on the skin, and 1020, which is an electro paste that we use to stick the sensors to your head. I start by getting just a little bit of the 1020 on my finger so that once I found the site, I have some conveniently on my hand to mark the site. And then I also put a little bit of the NuPrep on another finger. I'm going to find the site that is ground. This is CZ. What's most important is to make sure that you are parting the hair kind of like parting curtains. Instead of trying to lift the hair, if you part them from side to side, you get down to the white part of your scalp really well so that you can put the NuPrep, which is what's going to exfoliate the skin. So as you can see, I have found the white part of her scalp, and I'm just gonna put the NuPrep directly on her skin while holding the hair away. I'm then gonna use the alcohol swab to abrade the skin. So I'm just scrubbing in a soft circular motion. It shouldn't hurt the patient, but you should be scrubbing enough to where we're removing a layer of skin. So once we've got that site abraded really well, I now have the 1020 on my fingers so that I can kind of tack the area that I have just cleaned. I've got the hair pulled away, and once we're gonna place the sensor, it'll just go directly on top of that spot. So we've now found the first site, which is ground. The second site that we're gonna find is going to be A1, which is the first active site. So we're gonna do the same thing that we did for ground. We're gonna get a bit of the 1020 on one of our fingers, a little bit of the NuPrep on another, and have the alcohol swab ready. So I am finding the first active site, which is going to be F7. And again, I'm just making sure that I'm pulling the hair from left to right instead of lifting it so that we're reaching the white part of her scalp. It's directly on her skin. And I wipe a little bit of the NuPrep on there. And we're gonna scrub in soft circular motion. And I kind of just pull the hair from left to right as it's gotten a little wet. And then I'm able to mark it. Next, we're gonna do the second active site. We're gonna do the same thing that we did for the first two. Got some 1020 on my finger, NuPrep on the other. We're going to pull the hair from left to right so that we're getting directly down to the scalp. Place your NuPrep and scrub it. And we're gonna tack that site. So now all of the sensors that are gonna be placed on her head are marked so that we can place each sensor conveniently without having to re-find each site. For the ears, we're going to get NuPrep on one of our fingers. I choose to use my index finger, that way I can scrub between index and thumb. And we are just going to gently rub that on her earlobe. Just kind of scrubbing a little bit so that we're abrading the skin on her earlobe. And then wipe off any excess that may have been left behind. And we're gonna do that for both ears. Once you have completed marking all of your sites and prepping your earlobes, you are ready to place your sensors.